Today we're looking at the Hollis ST backplate and wing system, both the Elite, the solo harness. We're going to be looking at the different setup of this, so both the 22-pound lift and the 35-pound lift. We'll look at stainless steel versus aluminium for this system. We'll of course look at the solo versus Elite harness as well. So a complete overhaul of the full backplate and wing system. You can kind of see these as two different backplate and wings completely, or actually 6 different setups you can do with these. Then we'll talk about some of the other competing products like the Cressi Aquawing, and we'll talk about the XDEEP Sen backplate and wing system as well. We'll talk about what we like and what we don't like about the Hollis ST backplate and wing system. And last but not least, I'll tell you whether or not I think this is a system that you should buy. Now let's dive in. First off, let's talk about what the backplate system is from Hollis. It of course consists of the backplate. That's what I have right here. This is the aluminium backplate in nice matte black look. And then over here, if you can see this, we have the stainless steel. So that's the first thing you have to consider when you're looking at a backplate system from Hollis. A lot of the other companies have that difference as well, is do you want to go aluminium or do you want to go stainless steel? And right now you're asking the question, what should I choose? Well, it depends on where you're diving. This is perfect for warm water diving. This is perfect for traveling. This is really lightweight. This total unit weighing, this is almost the same as your standard BCD. That's good for traveling. And this is perfect for cold water diving because it's much more heavy, which means you need to wear less weight when you're in your thicker wetsuits or in your dry suit. So that's the advantage of a stainless steel, whereas the aluminium has the same rigidness, the same support to the system, but just much more lightweight. So that's the first choice you can pick in this system, in the Hollis ST system. Next up is you want to do the harness. So the harness comes in 2 different configurations. What I have right here is the solo harness. So that's one continuous weave going throughout the whole system. And then down here is the crutch strap. That's another weave. And then over here, what we have is the Elite system. And this is completely different, much more what you know from your standard BCD, where you have a shoulder strap going down and then connected to a quick release buckle. And then you have your waistband going around here, and of course, because it's a backplate, we have crutch straps in here. Now, what is besides that, what's the difference between this? Depending on who you ask, some people are going to say go for the solo harness, some people are going to say go for the Elite harness. A lot of the tech divers out there will say solo harness is the only way to go because there's no failures in the buckles, and they will say you don't need the buckles. I would say on the other hand, this is a really nice system and it's really simple. If you are adapting the sizes to it, it is sometimes quite difficult to actually weave in and pull the shoulder straps further out. So changing the sizing of the shoulder straps, or if you have troubles getting in and out of your suit, if you have some issues with mobility of shoulder regions, or if you're just wearing a really big suit, it can sometimes become difficult to get in, or sometimes you need help getting in and out of the solo harness. And that is where having this quick release buckle, one, you can adjust it real simple, like this, or if you want to get out fast, you can just click it up. And then of course, all the tech divers going to say, well, what about the fail-safe? And I've dived a lot of years with a lot of different clips and never had one fail on me. And that said, you're strapped in around the waist. You have another shoulder strap. So if one of these should fail, I'm pretty sure you'll make it back safely to the surface. It might be, you have to end the dive, but it's still, it's not that difficult. So that's the difference between the harness and what they do. My personal preference, and then I actually like the quick release when I have to get in and out. For traveling though, I do like this setup right here because it's so easy and light. What the Hollis ST system does really well compared to a lot of the other backplate and wing systems is they have a lot of paddings on both shoulders, which makes the solo harness much better than a lot of the other systems because they have this nice padding. You can move it up and down as you want. So you just buckle it up. You have to move the D-rings here, and you have backplate padding as well. So you don't have especially when you're in a rash guard or a shorty or without any suit on, these harness can dive into your shoulder pad. This one can be a bit hard on your back as well. And you don't have that with this nice padding, especially if you're going from a standard BCD to your backplate and wing. I think first time I did a backplate and wing dive, I did not have any of these nice things. And I think it was an uncomfortable move from that comfortable BCD to the backplate and wings. And I think this is a really nice way of moving into this, where you still have the nice padding that you're used to from your BCD, but you still have all of the stabilities, and all of the really nice trim buoyancy when you're in the water. We'll talk more about what the real benefit of diving a backplate wing system like this is as well, because a lot of it comes down to the trim in the water and how you're positioned in the water, and that's where backplate wings will really accelerate your diving as well. Last part where these two are different is the wing itself. That's the bladder of the backplate. That's what's keeping you up. So there's two versions of this. There's the 22 pounds and then there's the 35 pounds. This is the cold water setup I have right here. That is the 35-pound weight. It works well for thick wetsuits or for dry suits. It has a lot of lift because you have more weight on you. And then I have the smaller, the lightweight backplate wing, and then I have the nice small 22-pound lift bladder here, and that's a really nice, comfortable system. And the difference in the bladders is that they're the same system-wise. They're the same except for the size. Now, just getting back in, I wanted to bring out a few comparisons of backplate wings, because I do think if you're looking at the Hollis ST system, whether it's the small one or the large one, backplate or stainless steel, I think the other alternatives you might be looking for is the XDEEP NXN or the Cressi Aquawing. If not so far, then definitely take a look at them as well. The XDEEP NXN we have a video of as well, and the Aquawing there's a video coming up on that. But the reason why they are comparable, so the XDEEP is doing a lot of the same that Hollis is doing, where they are trimming down the bladder at the shoulder areas and making it larger, wider. You can see this here as well. Smaller here at the top and gets larger, wider down here as well, which really helps you trim. As I mentioned previously on the Hollis ST system, you get a really nice trim position, and it's really easy to achieve this completely flat because most divers have this head-up position, or we have a tendency to, legs are heavier, so we will be naturally pushed down, especially as soon as we stop finning. But these two BCDs really help combat that, so you stay in a really nice level horizontal position. That's really, really nice to do. Both of these systems are doing a fantastic job of that, where the ST Elite or ST system stands out a bit more. So they have the same, you can get this as a solo harness, you can get it as a lead harness, they call it something a bit differently. But where the Hollis ST system is a bit different is they have different bladder sizes, and then of course the backplate shape is different. This one is a bit more travel friendly, this one is wider, which gives a bit different shoulder support. So definitely recommend checking out the review of the XDEEP. I'll link that one up. And then where the Cressi Aquawing stands out is not so much the bladder size is actually an oval round size of a bladder, so a donut shape, which doesn't give that same back support. Well, where that stands out is they don't have the Elite system, or they have a solo system, but they do have a new, I think they even patented this system where you can adjust this. Look how easy I'm pulling this system in. So you have the continuous weave system, which is nice and simple. You don't have the extra buckles. That's a fail point, as we talked about earlier, or at least someone will see it as a major deal breaker. But here you have a adjustable system. Now, talking about fail points, you could argue that this might then be a different fail point because that's a plastic connected to the backplate. Anyway, I love the adjustability of that. So if you're like the simplicity of the solo harness, but want a more adjustable, as I mentioned earlier, it's a bit difficult to pull these to adjust them. Once it's adjusted, that's okay, but if you do have struggles getting in and out of the backplate and wing system, then that becomes an issue. Other features of these, because I do think that this is where they really stand out, we have the trim pockets at the back here. You have two tank straps, a single tank adapter here, or a single tank threaded straight through, so you don't need a single tank adapter. It's just straight attached to the backplate and wing. You have your trim pockets up here, and then you have options of adding weight pockets to this system as well. On this one, we don't have it because I actually found just diving in a Cressi and then 2 pounds in each, the trim pockets with this one, that was plenty for me. But of course, when I'm diving in cold water, I need more weight. So we have these really nice large weight pockets over here. They come in two different sizes. Nice, easy to use. This is the 12-pound, 4.5 kilos in each of these pockets, so more than plenty. This is the larger one of the two systems. Nice, big, quick release clip on it, so they're easy to undo and they're easy to secure as well. Then you have multitude of D-rings. You can move them around. They're pre-bent, which means they sit a bit outside the harness. You have a bunch of them, two on each shoulder, You have 2 on the crotch strap as well, and then you have 1 here on the buckle, or just before the buckle. So plenty of D-rings for attaching all of your equipment. If you are moving away from BZD, what you'll notice with Backplate wing system is that there's no more pockets. That's not a thing you do that much. You can do thigh pockets in your dry suit or in your wetsuit, but they don't have a pocket system. So what you do is you attach all your gear to the D-rings here. Make sure to tidy it in. Difference between this and a lot of the other systems, again, this trim position, and you don't have as much air at the shoulders as you do with the standard donut-shaped wing. Is really where this system sets itself apart. It's a really nice, comfortable thing to wear, and I achieved really easily finding that perfect trim of using this system. It's easy to adjust. Again, with the solo harness, of course, you need to adjust these buckles a bit more difficult, but once you have it set up, it's easy to use. When you're using the ST system, it's quick to adjust and it's easy to get in and out of. Of course, in the review, we have to talk about what we don't like in it. It's difficult to find one thing you don't like when it's a system. This is like not basically one backplate and wing. Like I can't say that this is not good for traveling or this is not good for traveling because this is perfect for traveling, this is not good for traveling. It's difficult to find one thing that's not perfect for this system or where this system doesn't really work that well. But a few of the things, adjusting the harness in here between, that's difficult. And that's difficult for a lot of the backplate and wing systems. So that's not just Hollis. I think the only company that really solved this is Cressi with their Aquawing, where you can really pull in to adjust it. Of course, Hollis solved that as well with the Elite ST system, where you don't have that same adjustment. I do feel though, and it might just be me, I don't have anything to back it up, but these buckles are a bit small compared to every tech diver will say you don't want buckles, and then Hollis chose to throw in like smaller ones, the kind of half size of my standard BCD buckle. That's the only thing I've found so far that I don't like about the system, because honestly, when you have it on in the water, it's comfortable. Whether that is the solo harness or the Elite system, it's comfortable, it's nice to have. A lot of tech divers is gonna say, don't ever go for the buckles, don't go there. I don't agree. If you're not tech diving, you do not need to be afraid of having the quick release buckles, and the extra added value of that is that you can loosen them and you can tighten them. Now we're at that point where I'm going to talk about whether or not I think this is a backplate wing system you should buy, or at least who should buy it. And since we're talking about a system and not a specific backplate and wing, it's actually a system that will fit most divers. Recreational single tank divers, this backplate and wing is a nice move. It's a nice move if you never dived backplate and wing before, and you're moving from your BCD to a backplate and wing, because it has all the paddings, it has all the comfort from your BCD, then you can adjust to it, and you can adapt it as you want. You can put in weight pockets, you can have the paddings on, or you can remove it. Of course, as with any backplate and wing, you can adjust all the O-rings. That's one of the advantages to it. But you can really choose that much. You can choose the small bladder if you're looking for a more travel-friendly setup. You can choose the lightweight backplane wing, or if you're cold water diving, you can choose the larger wing with the heavier stainless steel backplane wing. You can really adapt this system as you want, and this is why this fits so many people. I can't really say who should buy it. Well, of course, if you are transitioning into technical diving, then you need a different setup for that. So that's more a technical wing and a bigger donut-shaped wing that can lift up more tanks. These won't do. This is for recreational, but it's really nice if you are moving into and looking for the backplane wing. And I think this is a nice move in towards that as well. That was all I had around the Hollis ST system. I'm Torben from DIVEIN, and as always, happy diving.